In this video, we're going to explain another method of progression, in this case being double progression. Single progression, we're using weight as a progressive increase over the weeks, whereas this we can use both repetitions and weight, hence the reason double progression. We can use double progression for isolation and compound movements. You'll see here there is not a huge variance in rep ranges, especially using a compound movement. A compound movement normally is a bigger movement using multiple muscles, so we're going to use the leg press for example. Now we've got a target rep range of 10 to 12 repetitions for 3 sets. When you're looking at a rep range like this, for example, is you want to choose a weight that is going to be challenging for the 3 sets, that you know that you could probably just get your 10 repetitions out for your 3 sets. But the aim is to get 3 sets of 12, because when you do, the weight increases. I'm going to show you how this works via example here. We've got a 6-week cycle. We've chosen a particular weight for the leg press, and we manage a bonus of getting all 12 reps out, and the arrows here mean increased weight. So for week 2, it's a little bit more challenging. First set 11 reps, second set 11 reps, third set 10 reps. Obviously we didn't get our 3 sets of 12 out, so the weight does not go up just yet. Week 3, we're getting closer. First set 12 reps, second set 12 reps, third set 11 reps. We're just off the mark, so we're not going to increase weight. We're going to stick with that weight for the following week and get our full sets of 12 out. As you can see, week 4, 12, 12, 12, set 1, set 2, and set 3. We've got the arrows for the next week to make sure that we go up in weight. Week 5, again, a bit more challenging. First set, 11 reps. Second set, 10 reps. Third set, 10 reps. Obviously, we haven't got our 3 sets of 12. So week 6, again, our job is to beat week 5. And again, if there is some repetition increases there, it is still progress, but we still haven't managed to achieve our 12 rep range before going up in weight. So we stick with that weight. And let's say, for example, week 7, you hit 12 reps, 12 reps, 12 reps with that required weight. Arrows go up, increase in weight. There will come times where you find it very hard to get any sort of progression. This might be where you need to decrease the actual volume by about 10%, and the following week you want to retry that same amount of weight and reps that you had that sticking point for. So there we go, guys. There is an example of what double progression is, using repetitions and weight as a progressive increase as weeks go on. And this is where we can use this particular example for a double progression with a compound movement. So next we're going to look at an isolation movement. Now we've talked about double progression in a compound movement using multiple muscles. Now we're going to talk about double progression with an isolation exercise. Reason being that we have to use both as examples is the rate that you've got to progress with weight in a compound movement is going to be far more rapid than in an isolation movement due to the actual load that you're lifting. So in this case, how we can adequately progress using the double progression method is spreading out the rep ranges that little bit further, because you've got to think we can't increase tonnages, let's say for a bicep curl or a dumbbell lateral raise or some other isolation exercise, as fast as what you would with a deadlift, a squat, a leg press, for example. So having the reps spread out further will give you a little bit more time to adequately progress and get used to those weights and the rep ranges. So I'm going to go through an example here where we've got a 10 to 15 rep range target. So that means for the 3 sets, we're going to first choose a weight that we think is going to be challenging for 3 sets of 10. For example, week number 1, we nailed it. 3 sets, we got 15, 15, 15. You might have just been a good guess, or it could have been just a tad light. But in this case, we get the arrows going up, meaning that we increase weight. Now with the weight increase, it was quite an impact as far as an isolation exercise for this person's bicep curl, week 2, with that little increment, it might have only been 1.25 each side. They might have even jumped a little bit faster and done 2.5 kilo bicep curl increase on each side of the bar. And they manage only 3 sets of 10 reps. It's still within the required rep range. So that means for week 3, they don't go up in weight, but they look at increasing repetitions as compared to the last session. An increase in repetitions is still progress. So week 3, 13, 12, 12. So not the 15, the 3 sets of 15 that we're looking for, but it is an increase and a progression from week 2. Week 4, we managed to hit our targets for that same weight, meaning we go up in weight. So that means for week 5, we're going up in weight, but it can be a bit of a challenge, obviously with the increase once again, 11, 10, 10. It's not our 15 rep target, so that we then keep that same weight for week 6 and so on. What will happen, there will be times where it will be very difficult to increase in weight or reps. If that is the case, you may need to reduce the volume or the weight by around 10%, carry out the number of repetitions needed, then the following week revisit your sticking point as to what weight and reps that you managed to reach. So there we go, guys. There is an example of double progression using isolation and compound movements.